Hello and welcome to today's webinar. We are going to be discussing how to grow your online community, which could include your BigMarker community. Today, this presentation is being brought to you by the fine folks here at BigMarker. This includes Andy. You can reach him at andy@bigmarker.com. He is one of our community heroes, and myself, Joe. I can be reached at joe@bigmarker.com, and I'm also a community here, so we are in charge of community support, community management, and helping communities on BigMarker grow and stay active. So why grow? So your online community, why would you want it to grow? Why not keep it 2 or 3 people? Why would you want it to expand? Well, one of the big reasons is because obviously the online world stretches the entire globe, which is amazing. So basically, you're able to connect with people from Australia, from Africa, from pretty much anywhere in the world. And for BigMarker, your community is a place to connect with other like-minded people. So we've created BigMarker as a way for you to actually connect and meet each other face-to-face through your community. So the idea is you want to connect with all these people. So you can have somebody in your community from the UK and Canada and the United States, and they can all meet face-to-face. So one of the reasons to grow is to get more people like that inside of your community so that it's the perfect size to establish this connection. So for most communities, that means you need more people in your group. So 2, 3, 4 isn't really an online community. That's just a nice small group getting together. We're talking about a community of hundreds of people so you can come together to accomplish great things. So we've created BigMarker as an easy way for people to actually find things and find communities to join. So our homepage actually has a section where you can see upcoming conferences, webinars, and active communities as well, and past recordings. So this allows you to see some updates about BigMarker and for your users to find things and potential users to find things. Potential members to find your group. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you fill out your online community. So you need to include and complete putting up all your images, adding your description, filling out your about page, putting your contact information. Also for yourself, filling out your personal profile and adjusting your community settings. So one of the things too with a person is most people online aren't going to join an empty community or a community with absolutely no description. So you want to make sure that you fill out all of these different things so it lets people know what your group is going to be about, what your community is going to be about. And on BigMarker, your about page looks like this. So you can see you have the About Us section. We also have the community overview, so this lets you know the community description, who are the people organizing it, and the contact information. Again, this gives the people who want to join, prospective members that want to join, a reason to, so they can see exactly what this group is going to be about. So for example, this is our community organizers group. You can see, do you organize a community of BigMarker, an online community on BigMarker? Then this is the community for you. So we put a description to let people know that that's what this community will be talking about, is stuff regarding BigMarker. So here are the 5 fabulous growth tactics. Obviously, there are more growth tactics. You can Google different versions of this and find different versions. But the basic ones go as use your networks, use your social media outlets, take advantage of blogging, encourage member activity, and host webinars are the 5 basic ones that we suggest to our members. So the first one is use your network. So right now, at the beginning of when you create your community, and at any time, you should invite your friends, family, and colleagues if they have an interest in joining the group. Obviously, you want to invite the relevant ones. So for example, if you created a social network of surgeons and your uncle happens to be a surgeon, you would probably want him to join. Typically, people that you know will be much more apt to joining right at the beginning because at least they have knowledge of who you are and hopefully know you as a trustworthy person. So we suggest to invite them to start off with that because that'll give you a good core group of people to begin with compared to having nobody in your community. From there, again, this will start off on the right foot. And really, no one wants to be, so if you're an outsider, no one wants to be the first person to the party. This is why you invite your personal contacts first, get them in first, and that will be easier to gain others. Again, it's easier to catch a fish with a worm than it is with an empty hook. So use social networks as number 2. So currently there are billions of people online. Most of these online users can be found in one or more of the social networks out there. There are millions of them. So from Facebook to Twitter to, I mean, there's just tons. Here's just a sampling of some of them that you can use. But basically, social networks are where people are where you can find people. So people that want to join your community are out there, no matter how tiny or specific you think your online community can be. Again, if you wanted to host a community of heart surgeons that specialize in a specific heart surgery, there are going to be people out there that also specialize in this, and you can probably find them online. Most of them would have probably profiles on most of these different social networks. So for example, on that one, you could go through LinkedIn and find people that are heart surgeons at different hospitals on LinkedIn, message them, ask them if they'd like to join this group. So you just need to find them. Again, social networks is the easiest place to start looking because there's just so many millions of people on it. Here are some popular social networks you can try out. Obviously, Facebook's one of the most popular ones. We have Twitter. LinkedIn is very good, especially if you're doing a professional networking group. There are millions of people on LinkedIn. It's very easy to look up people by their job title or job description. Or place of employment. So again, if you're starting a surgery club, this is a good place to find surgeons. MySpace, which surprisingly is still used by a lot of people. You can get on there and try to see if people on there are doing the things that you'd want to have done in your community. Google+, Pinterest, StumbleUpon, Reddit. And then here's two non-US social networks. If you are hosting and wanting to meet people from other countries, you might want to suggest, I might suggest and would like to suggest you trying social networks outside of the United States because they might have a more targeted audience in that particular country or region or language. Take advantage of blogging is number 3. So if you have a blog, one of the ways to funnel people into your community is blogging about your community and different things about it, educating people in the world about the group and what the group is going to be doing. So having an active blog is a valuable promotional tool. It again funnels people into your community. So if you're hosting webinars as well, so one of the big things on BigMarker is that you can host webinars. Your blog becomes a place for you to refer to your webinars, and your blog and website are one of the more effective marketing tools for your webinar. That in fact has been proven that it's an easier to market your webinar through your blog than it is to market your webinar through most other tactics or channels. You can embed your conference recordings also on your blog if you're hosting webinars. So to continue on taking advantage of blogging, think about other bloggers as well. So most bloggers need content. Most bloggers do not have the time nor the energy to constantly come up with content. Content is very difficult to come up with, especially when you have limited time and resources. So this is where you and your community enter. So you can reach out to bloggers that write about your topic. Again, I have right here, cooking community should reach out to cooking bloggers. That makes perfect sense. Find people that are actively writing about your subject matter or subject matter that you're passionate about, and tell them your story. You can guest blog on their sites. You can talk to them about your story. You can invite them to become webinar speakers. There's a million things you can do with these bloggers, and most of them are actually very open. Again, bloggers are human beings. They're doing this on their own free time, so you want to treat them as such. And again, they need your content, so it's a very easy marriage right there to take advantage of. And that, again, funnels traffic to your community, so that allows you to gain people that are interested in cooking. Again, you're talking to cooking bloggers, so the people reading cooking bloggers tend to be interested in cooking. So why wouldn't they want to join a cooking community? Encourage member activity. So this is a big part of your group. A community is like a ship. Everyone ought to be prepared to take the helm. So it's a nice quote, and it's very, very good. So basically, your community needs to be active for people to join. A more active community makes it look like a place people want to be. Again, going to a movie theater and you're the only one sitting in the movie theater, not as much fun as when you have usually a packed theater. So without your members' help, your community can become stagnant. And there's a lot of things you as the organizer can do to avoid the stagnation. The biggest thing is to help get the ball rolling and get people to post to your community. So we've put out here the 4 stages of community growth to let you just kind of know what they are. So we have inception. This is the community that's just been created. So 50 to 100% of the content posted in that community is by the organizer. You have an established community. So under 50% of the content posted is by the organizer. A mature community, under 10% of the content is posted by the organizer. And then mitosis, when the community breaks up into separate subgroups, that changes. But for these communities right here, you as the community organizer are trying to move from one group to the next to a mature group. So that's why you want members to post more material, because the more material they're posting, less material you're posting, the more mature your group is. Basically, your group has gotten to a point where they start doing things on their own, which means they'll probably start inviting people. They'll start telling people about their group. So you'll start creating an organic growth structure where people will actually just grow your community for you. That's why you want to encourage members to get active. And the easiest way to do that is to start scheduling posts. So for you as the organizer, you and your volunteers can easily keep to a schedule like this where you can post an opinion feature on Monday, a news article repost on Tuesday, host a video chat on Wednesday, do a featured interview with somebody outside the group on Thursday. So this could be a blogger. Friday could be an event for the weekend that people should attend. Saturday, you can welcome newcomers to the group and let everybody know who these new people are. And on Sunday, you can do a summary of the week and a look forward to next week. So these are posts to help encourage your members to post as well. So they would comment on these things. And they start getting used to the idea of being active in the community. 5, host webinars. So earlier, obviously, member activity is important, so that would be content, and we usually say around here, BigMarker, content is king. So if content is king, then the webinar is the king of kings. So basically, your webinar is the ability to host webinars, and hosting webinars is the alpha content that you can have out there. Because basically, it allows you to share knowledge very quickly, meet your members face-to-face, interact with your community as well, and also it promotes your community to outsiders. So a webinar is a very easy thing for most people to join, watch the recording, etc. It's just a nice way for you to use and leverage your expertise to create content. So this is your content you're creating for the world, and then they can join and watch it. It's a great thing that you can give both to your community and to the people out there about why people should join your group. On BigMarker, hosting a webinar is easy. All you have to do is click Host Conferences and you're on your way. And then you will want to promote your webinar with some of the same tools we talked about earlier, inviting people, your relevant contacts, working social media, and telling the blogging world about the event. And that concludes today's quick presentation on 5 of the ways to grow your community. You can get a hold of us at Andy@BigMarker.com or Joe at BigMarker.com. We are both community heroes here, and we can answer any questions you have about community growth, community management, or BigMarker itself. So please let us know, and have a wonderful day.